A birthday party in Lagos. The kind that only the truly powerful can throw. Governors in the room. Music, laughter, the smell of money in the air. And at the center of it all, Alhaja Eniola Salami. Glamorous, warm. The kind of woman who makes every person in the room feel like they're her favorite. But the party is still going when she slips away. Not far, just next door. And what's waiting for her there has nothing to do with cake. A man, beaten beyond recognition, bleeding, barely holding on. Her boys have been working on him. Eniola walks in calm, asks her questions, gets what she needs. Then she picks up a sledgehammer and ends it. She walks back to her birthday party like nothing happened. That's your introduction to Eniola Salami. Hero on the outside, something else entirely underneath. The film picks up with Eniola meeting a woman with a family problem that needs sorting. No police, no courts, just Eniola. She listens and agrees to help without blinking. This is part of who she is, the fixer, the godmother of Lagos. Then we see another side of her. Inside one of her fabric stores, she's on the floor with a client, passionate, persuading, selling like this is all she does. Legal businesses, real ones. The woman knows how to build a front and mean it at the same time. But the real meeting of the day is coming. Her daughter Keaton, sharp, loyal, always by her side, accompanies her to meet a top government official named Akere. Eniola sits across from him and makes her position clear. She has helped enough people get where they are. Now she wants something back. A seat at the political table. For herself or for Keaton. Akere tells her to be patient. She doesn't look like a woman who does patience well. Across Lagos, in a different room entirely, Odogu Marley sits with a man named Makanaki. Marley brings information, the location of millions of dollars right for the taking. 3 operations, 3 targets. A clean sweep if executed right. But Marley is careful to remind him, Eniola's 40% is not negotiable. She is the underworld boss. Nothing moves in Lagos without her blessing. Makanaki listens. Then he tries to call her. She picks up, tired, distracted, brushes him off. He takes that as his answer. The operations launch simultaneously. One crew on the road with a baby used as bait for a car hijacking. Another team posing as NCC officials raiding a politician's property, with corrupt police playing along as cover. Clean, coordinated, brutal. They pull it off. But the politician whose property was hit doesn't see a random robbery. He sees Eniola's fingerprints all over it. Because in Lagos, nothing at that scale happens without her knowing. And now he thinks she declared war on him. Her political contacts are spooked. The people she's been courting suddenly see her as a threat. One operation she had nothing to do with just put her in the red zone. The thieves gather to count the money, and Makanaki catches one of the counters stealing. He handles it the way he handles everything. He makes the man an example. Teeth first. Eniola feels the shift in the air. She calls an underground boss meeting. The heavy hitters of Lagos in one room. Odagwa Marley is there. And Makanaki arrives late, with everyone's cut. But Eniola's cut comes in at 49%. Not 40, 49. Men at the table try to reason with him, talk him down, but Makanaki makes it plain. He is coming for her crown. He wants to be the boss, and he is not asking permission. He walks out and goes to fortify himself for the war ahead. Eniola goes home and prays. That contrast will stay with you. The stolen money from that politician triggers a chain reaction. Her political contacts, the same ones she's been building bridges with, go to the authorities. And soon, a detective named Gobir is appointed to lead the case against her. Eniola sits in that interrogation like she owns the building. Keaton by her side as her defender. Nothing to hide, she says. Cool, composed. But after the meeting, she makes a mistake. She tries to bribe Gobir. $500,000. Gobir has a dying wife in the hospital. The money sits in front of him like a lifeline. He is tempted, genuinely tempted, but he reports it. Eniola is arrested, bail denied. Now we see the cracks at home too. Her son, back from a long time away, has always felt like an outsider in his mother's world. Keaton runs everything alongside Eniola, and that burns him. The siblings clash. Eniola tries to hold the peace, but the tension never fully goes away. The case goes to court. Keaton makes the hardest call of her life. She has the judge's family kidnapped. Leverage. The only kind that works in a courtroom where the other side plays dirty too. The ruling comes fast. Discharged and acquitted. Eniola walks free. Keaton steps outside to address the crowd. To celebrate her mother's freedom in front of cameras and supporters. And Makanaki's men are waiting. The shot meant for Eniola finds Keaton instead. She goes down. The daughter. The right hand. The one who did everything right. Gone. The grief that follows is total. Eniola's world collapses inward. But it gets worse. Her son, drowning in his own grief, goes through the phone of the girl he recently started dating, and what he finds destroys him. She's a spy, planted by Makanaki to track his mother's movements through him. He confronts her, and in the rage of losing his sister, he kills her. Now, Eniola has lost both children, one to a bullet, one to a murder charge. She breaks, and in that breaking, a younger version of herself appears to her. A spiritual conversation with who she used to be, before all of this, before the power and the blood and the empire. It's the most human moment in the film. But there's no time to rest in it, because she's also now being charged for the kidnapping of the judge's family. The move Keaton made to save her. Gobir digs deeper and realizes the bribe money he was offered came from a source much higher than Eniola. His own superior is involved. The whole thing goes deeper than he thought. He goes to Eniola, not to arrest her, to warn her. Someone wants her dead before this goes any further. Makanaki comes to her in prison to finish it personally, looks her in the eye. She doesn't flinch, doesn't beg. He sets the cell on fire and walks away. But Gobir is already there. He pulls her out, gets her out of the building. They part ways, and Eniola disappears. Brooklyn, New York, a quiet restaurant. A woman running a business far from the chaos that swallowed her life. But distance doesn't mean she let it go. From Brooklyn, she reaches back to Lagos. And Odogu Marley, who was there from the beginning, carries out her final instruction. Makanaki, who sat himself on her throne and declared himself king, pays for everything he did. The film ends with Eniola still in power, just from a different seat.
She lost her children. She lost her city. She lost everything that came with that life. But the throne? Nobody took that from her. King of Boys doesn't ask you to like her. It don't ask you to forgive her. It just shows you what it costs to be her, and leaves you to decide if any of it was worth it. If this one hit, subscribe and drop a comment. And if you haven't seen King of Boys, you need to fix that today.